Okay, it's Kendall. Um, Today's date is March the 17th, 2020, and this is my dream. I had a dream a while ago. What time is it? It's sometime right around 2:30, 3 o'clock p.m. This dream happened around 1:30 p.m. today, and let's see if I can tell you about it. First of all, it was kind of a water theme. Uh, it started out, I was at some people's house that none of them were familiar to me, uh, but they were familiar to me in the dream. And they had this like almost like jungle gym type thing set up around their house, and I was following this cord, this rope that uh, I don't know. It terminated at a point like I was trying to get around the house. I was using the rope like to guide myself through this almost like obstacle course, and it was like up in the air. But their yard, instead of having grass, it was like just water. It was like their whole yard was like about the depth of the wading side of a commercial swimming pool, like about 3 feet deep. And the jungle gym slash obstacle course was like up above that, so that like if you fell off, you fell into the water, and it was kind of neat. And there were people in their bathing suits, like almost like using it like a regular pool, but it was like the yard of their house, right? So I kept trying to go higher and higher, and I got to this one point where I was kind of stuck, like I couldn't follow the rope anymore because it had gotten snared in part of the jungle gym type thing. So I either had to let go of the rope and drop or find another way. So I found another way, and the way that was I pulled up my phone, and I had some kind of app that told me the location of these things they weren't like satellites up in orbit. They were almost like air satellites that were they were relatively close to the ground compared to satellites that are in space, but they were like maybe a mile high. And what it was this big round thing that somehow, I guess because of anti gravity, was able to stay fixed in one point, right? To the point that there was an app on my phone that I could find the location of one near me. And I did, and like somehow they had ropes hanging down. So I had it send me its rope, and it did like just like swung the rope way out thousands of feet to me, and then I somehow attached my rope onto it, and then jumped onto it, and like when you do two ropes over a river or something, it like pulled me completely away from that family in their house that had the yard made out of water, and that was the last part. That was the end of that part of the dream. So then uh, I was it's almost like I was in I mean, what it looked like was almost like I was in a plane because all I could see around me was air and clouds. But I could see the rope, and because of where the rope was, I could see the where I was going. Like the satellite thing that was holding the rope was really, really small in the distance. Um, and I was every time I'd pull on it, it would pull me closer to this huge bank like of land, like cliffs, huge cliffs, right? That you could tell that there was civilization, people were living up on top of. So I got closer to it. Finally, I landed almost like in this kind of just undeveloped area, like right up onto the land from the cliff. And there were these two women playing, doing something, and one of them was my friend Rachel, like from my Memphis days. Well, she recognized me, but she wasn't really that happy to see me, but she wasn't not happy to see me. If that makes sense. So I was like, I need to somehow find to get back home, you know. And she was like, well, come with me. So she took me to this like trailer, this like trailer park that she was living with these three guys, and two of them were like teenagers, and one of them was this like grown guy that was he was younger than me, but he was in his 30s, you know, and like, but he hadn't gotten home yet. So she made me something to eat or whatever, and I sat around talking to her and the two teenage guys. And then the older guy got on. He was kind of like the head of household. He was kind of like the head guy in charge. And me and him were talking or something, and apparently we had some type of exchange. Like he asked me something or something. My reaction to something he said or asked me wasn't favorable to him, but I didn't realize it at the time. I went in the other room, and I was trying to pack up my things because somehow I was going to catch another rope, right, that was going to take me to my house. And and as I was almost finished packing my things, except I was having a hard time because I had so many. I also had a dog apparently. I was looking for a harness from the dog, like to hang under me, and they didn't have one. So I was wondering how I was going to take the dog with me. And so I had all my stuff laid out like in various piles to try to put in these various bags and suitcases. I was wondering how I was going to get the dog. Was it going to put him in a suitcase? Would he be able to breathe? Then this guy walks in, and he has this like coiled up, round, like rough edge piece of like he had taken like a tuna can and put it on this thing that made it into like this spiral, jagged, uh, uh, like almost like a blade thing. And because Rachel had come in, she said, "So and so's coming in here, and I don't know what to tell you." I said, "What do you mean you don't know what to tell me?" He was like gonna kill me. He was like gonna really. He comes in and he's like holding this spiral like piece of rough edged metal. He goes, "Well, Mr. Kendall, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm gonna have to, you done disrespected me or something." I was like, and he was gonna cut up my face with the thing, right? So this is where a dream gets interesting. Like, so then when I realized that, I woke up from the dream. And I didn't sit up in the bed like to get out of bed yet. I just lay there like thinking about it. I was laying there, I was thinking about it like, I didn't do anything to this guy. This guy's just crazy. I didn't do anything to this guy for him to interpret as I disrespected him or something. I mean, I wasn't even going to stay there. I wasn't asking him to stay at his house or anything like that. I mean, it's just really weird. Like, you know, somehow he got in his mind that I disrespected him. So I lay there thinking about. I didn't like the way the dream ended. Like he's fixing to mess my face up. But I didn't like the way the dream ended. So I laid there long enough. I lay back down and I began to dream lucidly. And if I've ever dreamed lucidly, I don't really remember it. But I mean, I've known what it is for a long time. But I lay back down and I started to dream lucidly, and it went right back in the dream to where the guy was fixing to mess up my face, cut up my face, and like I pulled my 9mm Beretta and like shot him dead. Right, and right after that, pulled out my phone, called 911, and told them what happened. And they came, and they didn't take me to jail, or whatever, because it was self-defense. So like, in lucid dreaming, I was able to make the 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 outcome of the dream favorable, right? So I don't really have any analysis of that. Other than the analysis was somehow in a dream state, I adjudicated that the outcome of the dream was not favorable and I should do something about it. So I went back into the exact same dream and made the outcome of the dream favorable. So that's really really neat. Anyway, but that's all. Like I said, I don't really have any analysis. It's kind of, I mean, if I guess I did, maybe I dream with water themes a lot, like water is kind of almost could almost be like a metaphor for dreaming itself, you know, and I don't mean I guess a lot of times I feel like I wonder if people take me the wrong way, like the guy did, you know, so that's all. Again, if you like my dreams, or I don't know if I'm trying to make a channel or not at this point, but if somehow at some point in the future I made a channel, and this is one of the older dreams on it you found. Hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks a lot for watching.